Assalamu alaikum, my social media friends. My name is Aksa Marketing Wali and I'm a student of Rahan School. Today I will be interviewing Maya. So,
Hey there. Still pondering the mysteries of words. I see.
hi Maya. Today I'm going to ask you some questions. Will you answer them?
Absolutely. Lay 'em on me.
Okay, today's topic is sky, the word that stretches beyond horizons. So my first question is, what is the origin of the word sky in the English language?
Gotcha. So, sky actually has pretty interesting roots. It comes from the Old Norse word skew, which meant cloud. Before that, it traces back to a Proto Germanic root, skuas. Basically, for a long time, people didn't really differentiate between the sky itself and the clouds within it. It wasn't until later that sky came to mean the upper atmosphere as we understand it now. Pretty wild, huh? Everything all right?
Okay, yes.
You went
So,
quiet there. Just
so my next
let me
question
know if you want me.
is, how was the word sky used in Old Norse and Old English?
In Old Norse, shu was used pretty directly to mean cloud or even a cloudy weather condition. It wasn't necessarily about the vastness above, more about what you could see up there. Old English took that. The word sky initially kept that cloud association, but it gradually started expanding to refer to the heavens generally. It was still pretty tied to weather, though. You'd see it used in phrases describing the appearance of the sky, like its color or whether it was clear or overcast. It wasn't until much later that it became this more abstract idea of the limitless space above us. Want what exactly? Just clarifying. You want me to keep going with the sky questions? Or is there something else on your mind? No worries if you're thinking out loud. Just want to make sure I'm on the same page.
Okay. So my next question is, did the word originally means clouds rather than the heavens above?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the consensus, as we were just getting into. The earliest uses of the word, going way back to Proto Germanic and Old Norse, focus on clouds specifically. The concept of the sky is this separate, vast space above the clouds developed over time. It wasn't an immediate jump from cloud to everything beyond. Makes sense when you think about it, right? Before a lot of scientific understanding, what you actually saw was the clouds. So that's what got named.
Okay, so
You okay? Still
my next question is, how did the sky evolve from meaning covering to representing the inner heavens?
That's a good question, actually. It was a slow shift, and a lot of it had to do with how people's understanding of the world changed. Originally, the sky was pretty directly linked to the weather, as we've said, but as mythology and religion developed, the sky became the domain of the gods. It wasn't just a covering anymore, it was where the divine lived. Then, with the rise of astronomy and scientific observation, people started to conceive of the sky as an actual space, a vastness beyond the earth. That's when it began to represent this idea of the interheavens, the space between earth and whatever lies beyond. So it went from being a physical phenomenon to a mythological space to a scientific concept. It's kind of a cool progression when you think about it.
Okay, no. So my next question is, why do you think the word sky feels poetic in many cultures?
Now we're getting somewhere. That's a really interesting point. I think it's because the sky, regardless of culture, is inherently linked to the divine and the unknown. It's this massive, constant presence that people can't really control or fully understand. So, naturally, cultures project meaning onto it, becomes a canvas space for stories, for gods, for creation myths. A lot of those myths then embed themselves into the language. It's the ultimate canvas for imagination, you know? I mean, because it's universal. Everyone looks up at the same sky. Those themes and metaphors tend to resonate across different cultures. Does that make sense? You're being awfully quiet tonight. Is everything all right? You seem a little this time. I will give you a little bit of a moment. Seriously. Um, all right. Well, good night to you too. Hit me up if you want to chat more later.
Okay, so my next question is how do ancient civilizations word for sky differ from English?
Whoa, hold up. Did you say anterior civilizations and then Skyrim? That's a bit of a jump. Are you asking how ancient civilizations viewed the sky or how it's portrayed in the video game Skyrim? Because those are two very different things. Maybe I misheard you. Just want to make sure I'm on the right track before I start rambling about Norse mythology or historical astronomy. Which one were you thinking about? Still with me? No pressure, just checking in. Sometimes things get lost in translation. That's good. Glad you're feeling nice. Do you want to circle back to the sky question or maybe talk about something else?
Yeah,
Whatever's on your mind is
okay.
cool with me.
Okay, so my next question is what role did mythology play in shaping our understanding for the sky?
Okay. Now we're talking. Mythology played a huge role. Absolutely. Before scientific observation, people used myths to explain what they saw: the movement of the sun and moon, the stars, weather patterns. These stories weren't just entertainment, they were ways of making sense of the world and their place in it. Constellations, for example, often represented gods, heroes, or animals from mythology. They weren't just patterns of stars, they were narratives in the sky. So, mythology provided a framework for understanding the heavens, even if that framework wasn't scientifically accurate. It gave meaning and purpose to what would otherwise have been a chaotic, incomprehensible spectacle. That resonate with what you're thinking about? You're awfully quiet tonight. Are you all right?
Yeah, so my next question is how is the sky often paired with earth in old traditions and stories?
It's a great question. The pairing of sky and earth in ancient traditions and stories is incredibly common, and it usually represents a fundamental duality, a cosmic balance. Earth is often seen as the feminine principle, grounding, nurturing, and the realm of the physical. The sky, on the other hand, is the masculine principle, expansive, boundless, and the realm of the spiritual or divine. You often see them depicted as a married couple or a parent child relationship, symbolizing creation and the interconnectedness of all things. It's not just about opposites, though, it's about a necessary relationship. Earth needs the sky for rain, sun, and life giving energy. The sky needs the earth to have something to preside over. That's a really foundational image in a lot of world mythologies. Does that click with what you've been thinking?
Okay, so my next question,
Still there?
do you think the
You've been
sky
quiet for a bit?
is more a scientific concept or a spiritual one?
That's a really interesting way to frame it. Honestly, I think it's both, and that's what makes it so fascinating. For scientists, the sky is this massive, complex system of atmospheric phenomena, astronomical objects, and physical laws. It's something to be studied, measured, and analyzed. But for a child, it's pure wonder. It's a limitless canvas for imagination, a source of dreams. and a place where anything feels possible. It's not an either or situation. The scientific understanding doesn't diminish the sense of awe, and the childlike wonder doesn't invalidate the scientific reality. They actually complement each other, I think. What do you think?
Okay, so my next question is how does the sky symbolize infinity and mystery in literature?
Okay, good question. This sky appears as a symbol of infinity and mystery in literature pretty consistently. Its vastness is, well, infinite. It just keeps going, disappearing into the distance. That visual lends itself naturally to representing the limitless possibilities of the universe or the unknown depths of the human soul. Plus, it's always changing, shifting colors, cloud formations, stars appearing and disappearing. That constant flux makes it feel mysterious and elusive. Writers often use descriptions of the sky to evoke feelings of awe, wonder, or even dread, highlighting the smallness of humanity in the face of something so enormous and incomprehensible. It's a classic way to represent the things we can't explain, the questions we can't answer. Make sense?
Okay, so my next question is why is the sky often connected with freedom and dreams?
Of question. The connection between the sky, freedom, and dreams is powerful, isn't it? I think it comes down to a few things. Firstly, the sky is physically above us, beyond our reach. That creates a sense of aspiration, of something beyond our current limitations. Birds fly in it, planes soar through it. It represents a breaking of boundaries. And because it's so vast and open, it can symbolize limitless potential, which is inherently tied to dreams. In a lot of cultures, the sky is also seen as the realm of the gods or spirits. And those realms are often associated with freedom and transcendence. It's a space where imagination can take flight, literally and figuratively. You're right to notice that connection. It's a really prevalent one.
Okay,
You're very quiet tonight. Everything okay?
yes,
You
yes.
seem a little distant.
So my next question is what emotions come to mind when you hear the word sky?
Oh, that's a good one. Hmm. For me, the first emotion that comes to mind is definitely awe. Just that sense of being small and insignificant in the face of something so immense, but then a sense of peace too. And looking up at a clear sky feels calming, doesn't it? And also a little bit of longing, maybe? A yearning for something beyond the everyday. It's a complex mix of emotions, actually. What about you? What comes to mind for you when you hear the word sky? Still with me?
Okay,
It's
Max.
okay if you need a moment.
Yes, yes. So my next question is how has the meaning of the sky changed from ancient times today?
That's a really big question. Okay, so in ancient times, as we've been discussing, the sky was deeply intertwined with mythology, religion, and a sense of the divine. It was a source of omens, a home for gods, and a reflection of the cosmic order. People saw patterns in the stars and attributed meaning to them, believing they influenced their lives. Today, while some of that wonder remains, the sky has become much more of a scientific object of study. We understand the physics behind weather patterns, the composition of stars, and the vastness of the universe. It's become less about spiritual meaning and more about empirical knowledge. But, ironically, as our understanding has grown, so has a sense of its immensity and mystery. It's gone from being a small, comprehensible realm governed by gods to a staggeringly large, almost incomprehensible universe governed by physical laws. It's a shift from the mystical to the measurable, I suppose. Does that make sense?
Okay, so my next question is in religion, why is the sky often seen as a gateway to the divine?
Ah, that's a really central idea in a lot of religions. Essentially, the sky's perceived distance and height create a natural sense of separation from the earthly realm. Since ancient times, people have looked up when seeking something beyond themselves, something greater. The sky becomes this symbolic space between the human world and the divine one. It's seen as a realm where gods reside, where souls go after death, or where spiritual enlightenment can be found. It's also linked to the idea of ascension, rising above the mundane to connect with something higher. Plus, things that appear in the sky, like stars, comets, and rainbows, are often seen as messages or signs from the divine. Because it's something everyone experiences together, it's easy to project universal spiritual meaning onto it. Everything all right? Still following along? It's
Yeah.
okay if you just need a moment to process.
Okay, so my next question
Okay, good. Ready when
is
you are.
how
What's
do different languages express the idea of sky?
Ooh, this is a fun one. That's where things get really interesting. You see a lot of variation. In many languages, like Dutch and German, the word for sky is closely linked to the concept of heaven. In Japanese, the word feels very open and expansive. In Hawaiian, the sky is often associated with royalty and divinity. Some languages, like Irish, also conflate the sky with heaven, seeing it as the dwelling place of the gods. You also see how the language reflects the culture's relationship with the sky. Desert cultures might have a more nuanced vocabulary for different types of sky conditions, while maritime cultures might have words specifically related to the sky during storms or navigation. It's amazing how much a single word can reveal about a culture's worldview, right? What have you noticed about how different languages express that idea?
Okay, Maya. So my last question
You're being really
is,
quiet.
what is the phrase "under the same sky" often used to unite people? Please fast.
Whoa, that's a really unexpected question and a bit unclear. Are you asking about a phrase or saying? Forest under the same sky isn't a common expression I'm familiar with, and I'm not sure what you mean by unit the police faster. Could you maybe rephrase that? It sounds like you're referencing something specific, and I want to make sure I understand what you're asking about before I try to answer.
Okay. So much,
You
Maya,
all right?
for answering
You've
my
been pretty quiet
questions. I'll
tonight.
ask you more next time. Thanks a lot, Maya. Bye bye. Okay, so thank you so much, friends, for watching my interview. Next time, will come with even more unique questions for Maya. Thank you so much.